Welcome back, everyone. Well, no doubt the times are changing. Lots going on at a national level, which of course drifts down to a state level, and of course a local level. But one of the things that we can count on in a community, when we look to see where the stability is in the community, where the institutions are that bring people together, nothing beats a library. Now, I know when we're young, we think to yourself, oh, you have to go to the library and all this. But has anybody been to Crandall Library? Or when was the last time you were at Crandall Library? It's just such an incredible environment. And joining me today is a good friend of mine, Kathy Naftaly, who is the director of Crandall Library in Glens Falls. Hey, Kath.
Hey, Jesse, thank you for the kind words.
Oh, you're quite welcome. You know what? It's almost like the calm in a storm in a way. You know, and I was talking to some other people in the community the other day at Spot Coffee, and we were just talking about the library and just what a wonderful institutions libraries are as a whole. But not all libraries are created equal. And, you know, what you do there, what Todd does there, and I'm sure other members of the staff that we don't know, to create an environment that's welcoming to anybody in the community. You know, it's an institution where you can learn, but it's also an institution where you can be entertained. And, you know, so I wanted you to come on because you always give some wonderful insights as to what you're seeing in the community. The kids have off, they were off last week. And I saw all of these programs that you were doing at the library aimed at kids. I know there's a philosophy behind this. Tell me what it is.
Well, part of it is just to teach children and their parents or grandparents or caregivers that the library is really a happening place. We're not a dead word in a dictionary. We had last week snakes one night for our teens for their program. We had Meet Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat. We had all sorts of our general programs with story hours for toddlers and for baby lap time. We had art programs, and music programs, all sorts of things for kids and teens and tweens that we do every week, just about every day of the week. We introduce children to the broader world. We have some snippets of language learning for, you know, anything from Polish to Ukrainian to Spanish, just to give people a taste of what's outside our region.
Well, you know what? You bring up a very important point. And I don't know, for some reason, and I do know the reason. I think I stated at the beginning of this interview, the times are really changing. So people are confused. They're a little leery in some ways, right? And I'm not editorializing. I just know the mood because people talk to me all the time. And, you know, one of the topics that comes up a lot is, well, geez, I hope we don't close ourselves down. I hope that we recognize that there's a world out there beyond these oceans and that, you know, it's important to recognize what a different culture is like, what different history, what world history is like, you know, so you could learn from it. And, you know, when I see the programs that are going on at the library, I think to myself, that's just a wonderful way to say to somebody, hey, there's a world out there.
Yeah, it's a big world and everyone belongs in that world. For example, in February, we celebrate Black History Month with a film series we do in conjunction with the NAACP. They're usually documentaries on Tuesday evenings. There's often a discussion and a little food provided generously by the members of the NAACP. We've had that program for years and years and years, and it's not going anywhere. It's very well attended, and some of the discussions that have been elicited after out of those meetings have resonated for days and days, and people will get emails about it. Just, hey, I learned this, or I didn't know that. And that's really part of all our staff's job, is to invest in people's curiosity and to let that grow.
Oh, I love that thought. Invest in people's curiosity. That's really cool, Kathy. Hey, I realized that, my wife and I wanted to go, I think it was last Tuesday, and we couldn't go. And I think the documentary was Tulsa. I think it was about what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which
Yes.
if to our viewers, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's worth Googling, by the way, just to find out what this is about. And of course, February is Black History Month. And I think that that's important to be able to do. But where else would you do that except at Crandall Library, right? I think that's pretty remarkable.
I think, there would be bits and pieces in other libraries in the area. But as far as a real nexus of information, you probably have to go down to Albany area to find it in some other forms.
One thing that I do want to talk about is the Folk Life Center, because you and Todd present just some wonderful, again, world music. And look, I've been around the block, Kathy. I've heard a lot of music in my life, and it never ceases to amaze me what you guys book there. Very, very interesting stuff. And to our viewers, yes, those are the same performances that you're seeing on our music show tracks on our schedule here at Look Media Resource. Kathy and Todd very generously have given us permission to run those programs so we can show them to you, our audience. And that range of music, I just have learned a lot over the years of just watching that. You also do, am I right, ukulele classes or dulcimer classes?
We have ukulele classes. We have an anonymous sponsor that it's helped us grow those classes. We have different levels of instruction from beginning to intermediate, and I think we're beginning to get a few advanced users. We have hammered dulcimer classes, and one of my favorite things are the bluegrass jams, where just local musicians come together. It's usually on a Thursday night and just kind of jam together. Anybody's welcome to join. And if my little birdie's right, you're getting into bluegrass too, Jesse?
Word travel. Wait, before I say that, though, I paid big money to see you play the ukulele. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Just call me Tiny Tim.
You happen to be right. I don't know where you got that from, but it's true. For some reason, I missed bluegrass music till about a year ago. And all of a sudden, my wife and I were like, wow, this is cool. So, I called up Todd, actually, and I asked him about the jams. We've been to some of the jams, and we've also now wandered out into Warren County to find bluegrass music at different VFW halls and stuff like that. Fantastic music. And I'm just glad that we got to it before I went underground. So I'm glad for that. There's something coming up. As you and I both know, because we're members of the community here, a lot of people are saying, all right, the changes in government programs are taking place. There's a lot going on. Is that going to cause chaos? Is it going to be disruptive? How are we going to fit as a community? And We Are One is an event that you're going to do at the library in March. Is that right?
Yes, a formal date hasn't been set yet. But this is an opportunity for our community to come and just talk, listen to each other. There'll be a couple of just introductory speakers from some well-known community leaders. It's not a political event. It's just an opportunity to share with each other what is important and how we all belong here equally.
Yeah, right. Kathy, it's just always great to catch up with you, and and to our viewers, I know it doesn't make the short list all the time. The library. I think about being in school and I hear the word library, and in essence, here it is just a real hub of the community. All kinds of music, all kinds of films, all kinds of lessons on musical instruments. Showing our young children what a reptile is, a real reptile, not something on your phone, and hearing other languages and just that whole sense of the community coming together. That's Crandall Library. That's the library.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right, my dear. You got me thinking about this now. So I'll see you soon. Probably see you at Spot Coffee before I see you at the library. But
Probably.
yeah. But you take care. Stay warm, okay? And thank you so
I'll
much.
give it a shot.
And thank you, everybody at Crandall Library, for what you do to bring us all together. All right, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, you
Bye-bye.
take care.